Hello everyone, I'm the Gaming Leaf, and in this video I'll be showing you how to fly the A10. First, I'm going to be explaining what the A10 is. The A10 is the most expensive item in BRM5 as it is 50,000 in-game dollars and is the only plane in the game. The A10 is extremely hard to get due to its high price and is very expensive to repair as you need just over 3,000 in-game dollars to repair it. Now, I'll be showing you how to start up the A10. Once you get into your A10, you're going to want to press H to close the canopy. This will stop you from getting out of the plane if you accidentally press F, which would make you exit the A10. To start up your A10, first, you're gonna have to flip all the switches on the right side. You don't really need to flip the switch that says fuel test, as this will just say how much fuel you have and you won't run out of fuel that quickly. Now, turn on your CICU. This will turn on your screens. The bottom three screens should be white for a few seconds and your top screen should say stand by. Now, flip all the switches on the left side, except the switch that says lamp test, as it does literally nothing. Before we move on, I will explain what these screens are for and what they do. This is the attitude indicator. The top half of the screen is blue to represent the sky, and the bottom half is brown to represent the ground. So, if you were upside down, the brown half would be on the top of the screen and the blue half would be on the bottom of the screen. This is the right screen. The right screen doesn't really do anything and it's just for appearance. Now, we'll be looking at the left screen. The left screen is the map. The map is pretty much a vague image of where you are. It doesn't say exactly where you are, so I don't recommend solely relying on it. Lastly, we'll be looking at the top screen. The top screen is the main thing you'll be focusing on. It shows your airspeed, altitude, and your gun's crosshair. If you flipped all the switches on the right and left sides except for lamp test and fuel test, it's time to turn on the engines. Press K or L to turn on one of the engines. I like to press K first to turn on the left engine, but it doesn't really matter which button you press first. After pressing K or L, wait 10 to 15 seconds for the engine you turned on to get to full power. Then, turn on the other engine. Once you've turned on both engines and they are both at full power, it's time to taxi onto the runway. To taxi onto the runway, hold the spacebar for around 2 to 3 seconds. Then, follow the yellow line and go right. I recommend staying at a speed of around 20 to 50 so you don't go too fast and lose control of the plane. I'll speed this part up as it's just me going to the end of the runway. Before you turn on this corner, slow down to a speed of around 25 or below so you don't fall into the ocean. Now, take a left turn and you are officially on the runway. Once you're on the runway, align the green crosshair with the center of the runway so you don't hit a sign while taking off. Once you're aligned with the runway, hold the spacebar until you're at full throttle, then take off by pressing S once you're at 200 airspeed. If you didn't hit an invisible bump and then immediately explode while taking off, come on, please. No, oh my god! Good job! You're now in the air and you're ready to move on to the next step. Now, I'll show you how to strafe, also known as gun running. Strafing is pretty easy once you get the hang of it, and it only takes around 5 to 10 minutes to perfect it. To be able to gun run, you need a target, and in this clip right here, my target is the naval base. Once you arrive at your target location, do not attack your target until you know you are aligned properly. If you want to do a good strafe, you need to align yourself well for higher accuracy. Let's say you're about to do a gun run on the naval base. Once you arrive, you should line the green crosshair up with your target. If you are able to align yourself up decently well before you pass the target, you can strafe it. If not, fly over your target and don't risk crashing into the ground at terminal velocity. Trust me, it sucks. After you have passed or strafed your target, it's time to strafe again. After passing your target, make sure to be level with the horizon. meaning these yellow bars are flat and in between the brown and blue halves. Now, wait around 5 seconds to get decently far from your target, and then hold the S key until you are upside down. If you want to know if you are upside down, the brown half should be on the top of the attitude indicator, and the blue half should be on the bottom. Now, hold the A key or the D key until you are upright. If you're not sure if you're upright, just look at the attitude indicator. If the attitude indicator looks like this, then you are upright. If it looks like this or this, you are on your side. And if it looks like this, you are upside down. Also, if the attitude indicator is blue, then you are going straight up. And if it is brown, then you are going straight down. Now, you can repeat these steps until you run out of ammo, or you want to land. We are now going to be moving on to the final step, landing. If you want to land, put your throttle all the way down before you get to the runway, since it takes a while for your airspeed to decrease. Now, I'll be explaining how landing gears work. Landing gears are very simple. All you have to do is press G to retract and extend the landing gears. If these 3 screens on the bottom left corner of the cockpit are green, that means your gears are down, which means you can land safely. If they are black, your gears are up, meaning you cannot land until you press the G key to extend the landing gears. Now, head to the FOB and line yourself up with the runway, meaning you are flying in the direction the runway is facing. So, if the runway is facing north, you should also be facing north. Once you've reached the FOB, your airspeed should be getting low, so it's time to get ready to land. First, extend your landing gears by pressing the G key. You will probably forget to retract the landing gears anyways, but if you didn't forget, just press G to extend the landing gears when you're ready to land. If you want to land and not explode, decrease your airspeed until your airspeed is around 170 to 160, just so you don't go too slow or too fast when you're about to land. If you pass the runway, wait a few seconds and hold the S key until you are upside down. Then, hold the A or D key to rotate the plane until it's upright, so you can try to land if you miss the runway. If your airspeed is around 170 to 160, your landing gears are down, and you're lined up with the runway, you can now land your A-10. Once you are over the runway, hold left shift to decrease your throttle, and press W until the plane is at a safe angle to land on the runway. Once you've landed on the runway, you are ready to taxi into the hangar. The hangar with the A-10 spawn will be shown on screen right now. I recommend having a speed of around 2250 while taxiing into the hangar. Once you've taxied into the hangar, decrease your throttle until you slow down to a full stop, then press the H key to open the cockpit. Then you can press the F key to exit your A-10. Well, that's going to be the end of this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for reaching the end of this video. Well, thanks for watching and see you later. Leaf out.